Coaches, what is going on, everyone on YouTube? Hope you're doing well and amazing. And if you're watching this video, this is specifically for fitness coaches that are stuck under that $10,000 per month mark. And right now, you have the work ethic, you have the effort you're putting in, you're posting content, maybe you're messaging some leads, but you're stuck with your income. Probably in that swamp of around $3,000 to $8,000 per month. And it's frustrating because I was there for literally years. And you're working like a $20K per month coach, but your bank account doesn't really reflect that, and it's a struggle. And time is just going on. There's influencers and coaches literally getting certified every single day, and now you're in just this swamp, and it's hard for you to scale, and it's frustrating, and sometimes there's doubt creeping in. Like, I totally get it, and that's why I made this video, because I want to actually share the exact story formula behind $5,000 weeks. All right, even with me, I was really stuck at even just $10,000 per month, and for a while, and then even before that, 3 to 5K and around that 8K, like 3 to 8K mark for probably 2 to 3 years, right? And I started incorporating and finding the best strategies for stories, because first I want you to just mental note, stories sell. Stories do sell. People will see your feed, posts, all that. You could create conversations, but people are always just looking at other individual stories. And stories is where you want to actually have a good framework to really stay consistent with. When I started with the right story formula, I was really collecting 5K weeks every single week, and it got us to up to $30,000 per month, really, with our online fitness business, and we are continuing to progress from there. And it was this story formula which was a huge part of that framework to getting us to scale, and this will work for you as well. Don't be that coach that's just an information gatherer and you do nothing about this. This is a very in-depth tactical training that will show you exactly what to do. It will work as long as you do. So make sure we are following through, and let's get into it. All right. So let's get into exactly how this works. I'm going to be zooming in and out. I want to show you exactly what to do. So the best story frameworks first is we're first going to do Monday through Friday, and then I'll show you what to do basically every single day. And then on the weekends, I'll also show you what to do. But Monday through Friday is going to be, the days where most of the magic happens. Magic happens on the weekends too, but I'm giving you Monday through Friday here, all right? So best story frameworks, Monday is going to be a direct call to action into a poll, coaches. Why we do hard call to actions, direct call to actions, because then there's also non-direct soft call to actions, which I'll talk about. Why we do hard call to actions on Monday is because people in your niche over the weekend, they're drinking a lot, they're eating a lot, they don't feel that good, they wake up bloated, they're like, oh my God, like I need help. And then they see your story like, perfect timing. So that's exactly what we're doing here. Monday is going to be a direct call to action, all right? An example of what that looks like is if you are literally you have a screen, and even better, coaches, you have a screen with some client transformations. On that screen, you say, I'm looking for 3, enter your niche, who feel main pains, okay, main struggles they're going through, but want to enter the main goals they want without sacrifice. I'm going to show you what this all looks like. If that's you, vote below. Arrow pointing down, poll options I'm in, or send details. So it's a double positive poll. You don't want a poll option that says, no, you suck, get away from me, whatever, right? You don't want that. Double positive so you have more chances of leads. Now you want to use this poll as ammo to get into the DMs then on a call. Okay, this is from my client Ezekiel, and I made a couple videos about him, but literally with this poll, he made $5,000. All right, in 48 hours, can I zoom in here? What's going on? But literally in 48 hours, he signed up 3 clients, and it equaled to $5,000 cash collected. All right, so I want to show you exactly what that looks like. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Not sure why it's not letting me. One second. We got it. So zoomed in, you could see Ezekiel put 3 great client transformations at the top, and then he says this. He uses the format I just explained above. I'm looking for 5 busy working women who feel exhausted, stuck in on and off fitness cycles, and guilty for never putting themselves first, but want to feel confident, consistent, and in control of their body again, without extreme dieting or spending hours in the gym. If that's you, vote below. And then he has a double positive poll here, right? So literally the same exact framework I just shared, he used. He made $5,000 within 48 hours. It does work. You could post this on Mondays and obviously copy your own niche, what that looks like, right? But you could use the same format. And every Monday, don't post the same exact one, use other client transformations. If you don't have that, you can use even just like client messages, right? Put those at the top. Put yourself at the top if you don't have a lot of client proof, all right? And then every Monday, you could use the same format, just change up the words. So that's going to be Monday. Super helpful. Make sure you are staying consistent and following through. And remember this, coaches, like just because maybe one Monday the call to action doesn't land, doesn't mean to stop. Sometimes people feel like they want to buy another time later down the road. So make sure you stay consistent each Monday with doing this. If you really get crickets all the time, that's more of a marketing issue when it comes to your messaging, your niche, and your feed, posting on your feed. So that's another video, right? But let's test this out. It will work for you if you have certain things dialed in. And even if like your marketing is a bit messy or maybe not consistent, this still should get traction for you. All right. So this is Monday, coaches. All right. Now let's go to Tuesday. What does Tuesday look like? Okay. Now you'll see throughout the week, we are nurturing your audience, right? Every day we're not putting like a call to action to work with you. That's mostly just going to be on Mondays, right? For example, Tuesday, you are going to be giving direct value on your story while shifting beliefs. Do not just be that coach that shares 3 tips, because it's way too saturated. You're going to post, but also shift beliefs so you can change the way your audience thinks. Once you do that, you become the authority. Think about Tony Robbins. Think about Alex Hormozi, if you know those two. Like, not only do they give value, they literally change the way you think about everything. That's why they're the best. So either writing on your story or talking, like giving direct value, kind of like maybe like this on your phone, what you could do is give direct value while shifting beliefs to your target audience about either workouts, mindset, life, nutrition, right? Here's an example. It could be a picture or a video of you talking, and let's just use, the niche like you're helping ladies, right? If you help men, you could do that, right? If you help both, that's cool. But this is what that looks like, this format, right? Ladies, if you're looking to drop your next 20 pounds and get rid of belly fat, one of the worst things you can do is cut carbs and go on a 1,000-calorie diet. Here's what you should do instead. Number 1, focus on more nutrient-dense foods. Yes, more foods seem crazy, but what this does is actually speed up your metabolism, which will help you burn more calories throughout the day, getting to that stubborn belly fat. All right, so that's one shifted belief, right? They think that they need to eat less, but we're telling them, hey, eat more, right? Number 2, focus on strength training instead of hours of cardio. When you strength train, this will get you stronger and toned up. So similar to eating more, this will help you burn more calories throughout the day and start shedding stubborn body fat. So this niche probably thinks they need to spend hours on the elliptical. We're saying, no, do this instead. All right. Number 3, focus on consistency over perfection. It's better to be 80% on target 100% of the time than 100% on target 50% of the time. Changing the way we think. Ladies, use these tips to lose your next 20 pounds and cut the stubborn belly fat, and I hope this helps, right? So we're just giving direct value while shifting beliefs. That's the main theme for Tuesday. And you might be asking, well, is that all I post on Tuesday? I'll talk about that at the end. All right, so stay tuned. Wednesday, share a personal story of yours, right? Share times where you maybe like fell off track, or maybe it was a success, right? You won a championship, right? You got an accomplishment, a milestone. You can share that, but also maybe share like times where you struggled with maybe family, relationships, faith, your fitness journey, career. You could share successes in those areas as well. But the point is we want your audience to connect with you on a deeper level. All right. So here's just an example. Story number 1, it could be a picture of you struggling with your health. Maybe you were kind of like overweight back in the day or injury, whatever it was. And you could say, and again, this is just an example you can pull from. I used to be 50 pounds overweight and would get bullied in school. Could be a picture of you at the beach. I used to feel so insecure taking off my shirt on the beach. I used to be that girl that, couldn't wear what I want at school because I didn't feel confident, right? Whatever it is, whatever your story is, kind of like that rock bottom. Story 2, different picture of you struggling with your health because you don't want to post like the same one, different one. It came to a point I couldn't even recognize myself in the mirror. I couldn't fit in any of my clothes and I was so low on confidence. Story 2, we're still at rock bottom. Story 3, different picture of you still struggling, and this was like the rock bottom moment you know you needed to change. I finally looked in the mirror and said, enough is enough. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that specific day I decided to change. More specific with your story, the better. All right, that's story number, story slide number 3. The fourth slide, a picture, and by the way, you could talk about this too, but this example, I'm just using like story sequences. A picture of you just starting out in the gym or eating healthy. Right now, this is like the change. Right? I started working out 3 days per week, eating healthier and focusing on a positive mindset. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I just tried to stay consistent. If you hired a coach, you can plant that seed. I hired my first fitness coach. We started doing X, Y, and Z. I started to feel better, right? You could plant that seed as well because it's telling your audience, hey, like the fitness coach changed their life, and they start thinking maybe it can change mine as well, right? We don't want to say that. We want them to put the pieces together themselves. It's easier for people to convince themselves than us trying to like sell them on that. Right? Okay, so that's story 4. Story number 5 is now like the come up story, right? Like the superhero story, a recent picture of you. Now I've made fitness my lifestyle and I've never felt better. I feel comfortable in any outfit I wear. I'm confident looking in the mirror and I was able to shed the 50 pounds I once had. Right? Story 6, last one, a different recent picture of you. I just share this as could be you smiling in a social setting, like you feel like yourself. I just share this as inspiration for you, all because if you feel like you're struggling right now, this isn't the end of your journey, it's just the beginning. And this is your comeback. So this is going to be like Wednesday, right? Sharing more personal stories. It doesn't always have to be like this super long story, but like something more just about yourself so your audience gets to learn about you on a deeper level. And you could see each week we're doing something like this. You're keeping these themes, just changing it up a bit. You can see like value, right? Either your storytelling, you're connecting. That way your call to actions are a lot more powerful because they really know you. And your DM conversations become a lot more powerful. They actually answer. They want to book calls with you. They want to pay you because they really know you now because we're following this, okay? Thursday, we're almost done here. Appreciate the full attention and appreciate that you're an action taker. Let's go. Remember, don't be an information gatherer. Actually implement this. Thursday, share a personal win. Right? And this is just like what it says, personal win. It could be you getting a workout in, enrolling a new client, you hit a personal record with an exercise, you hit your macros for the day. If you're maybe taking classes, like you got your classes done, you got an A+, whatever that looks like for you, you hit 10,000 steps in a day. We want you to like show that you walk the walk, right? And I get it. Like, even with myself, like I don't like to talk too much about myself or post things that I did accomplished because I try to be as humble as I can. But like with our personal brands, we literally have to. Like me talking about how much like money we generated, all that, it's not me, especially like in person. You won't hear that stuff. But I need, for the business, like we need to show it because we have to show the proof, right? So like showing your physique, your macros, your workouts, right? The steps, whatever you're doing, showing that, showcasing it, okay? An example, a picture of you in the gym, right? You could say 8 years ago, I tore my ACL. Maybe that didn't happen to you, but like maybe you went through something. It's been such a struggle to build my strength in my legs ever since, but today I just hit a personal record squatting 200 pounds and I'm proud of this accomplishment. Just your reminder to never give up, right? So like you share a personal win. And it's not just about you. It's like, hey, here's your reminder. If I can do it, so can you. Here's your reminder to never give up yourself. Right? So hope that makes sense. That's Thursday. And then last one, Friday. And also, don't go away after this. I have some key rules when it comes to what other things you should be posting, how you should be posting it. But Friday, soft call to action, which will be a poll to get people to raise their hands. Now, we talked about Monday is a hard, direct call to action. Basically like looking for people in your audience to work with you. Soft, indirect call to action is getting your audience to engage, raise their hands, and we can get into the DMs. So it could be a picture of you or a blank canvas, and you could say, what has been your biggest struggle this week, question mark. Poll options, diet, working out, could be consistency, right? I just put diet and working out for this one. So that's the poll options there. And you want to use this as ammo to get into the DMs, right? Because they voted, you can now engage and reach out and then use that ammo, right? Use that poll to get into the DMs and get on a call. All right, so that's Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it's kind of like freestyle, right? What you're going to do is do more of this type of stuff like throughout the weekends. And this is definitely what you do Monday through Friday. So let me explain, and then I'll wrap up here. But throughout each day, along with the main themes from above, what we talked about, you should be posting client proof every single day in my notes. And for my clients, it just says proof. It says theme, proof, right? Like, what's the theme? Have to be posting proof. Usually I post proof before the even theme because I want to get even more views on the proof, because that's what really is going to do the selling for you. Especially in today's day and age, not a lot of people trust each other online, like investing, so you need to show social proof. And it doesn't have to be crazy transformations, coaches. It could be just messages. It could be a five-star written review. Sure, before and afters, that's great. Okay, but also it could be you talking about, could be a video of you talking about a client's story, how they were struggling and got results, right? What I have my clients do is, if they get messages, right, I feel amazing this week, I feel confident, make a video just like this, and then on like, you can edit on like, I'm trying to see like which way. Okay, so I have more space this way. On like TikTok or CapCut, you can put like the message right here and be like, this is my client Sarah. She feels amazing and confident in the first 2 weeks working with me. If you're a busy woman that's working corporate and you want to lose your next 20 pounds, here's what we did, right? So you can make the same changes, and then boom, get into the video. So be very creative coming up with posting client proof. Necessary. Okay. Next thing is documenting what you're doing throughout the day. Show you're human. Show your breakfast and why you have a high protein breakfast, right? Yeah, and that's kind of important too. Like creating lessons behind like the things that you do, right? Maybe you're doing leg day. Why do you do legs? Why do people skip legs? Right? Show like, I do legs because I actually want to grow my quads, and also if you do legs, it burns more calories throughout the day, which will help with that stubborn belly fat. Now your audience is watching. Instead of they just see you doing legs, they're like, oh, I'll do legs now, because now it burns my stubborn belly fat. I had no idea about that. Boom. You just taught them something new. You're the authority now. Okay, so document what you're doing throughout the day. You know, breakfast, if you're picking up your kids from school, if you're playing with your cat, if you're playing with your dog, if you're playing with your frog, whatever pets you have, right? Like whatever you do, if you love movies at night, like your favorite Netflix show. Why we do this is because people are going to buy you before they buy your program. You need to show more about yourself. And if that's uncomfortable, that's okay, but you're going to lose clients to the coach that is doing it. So document what you're going through in your day. Last thing, showing your personality. If you're someone that jokes and you're funny, like who are you around your friends, right? And just like show some of that in your content, right? Show you. Okay, so, and by the way, so when it comes to the weekends, you can mostly just do like these three things. There's not a specific day, there's not a specific theme like Monday through Friday, but just like throw up the client proof, right? Document what you're doing. If you go to the gym, if you're at a soccer tournament, if you're traveling, document and show a bit like of your personality, what you do on the weekends. Like for me, like if you see my stories, like recently I've been going to like Patriots games. They're in the Super Bowl this Sunday. You might be watching this and the outcome is already out. So go Pats if they won. If they lost, still go Pats. But whatever. I'm going to go back. I'm going to focus. But like, and I'm showing myself just like getting wild, getting crazy, right? And I don't really like care too much like what people are going to think. I just like am showing me like, this is who I am. Like I love business, but I'm also like sick in the head sometimes, right? So it's like I'm showing a bit about, showing the personalities, right? And so last thing is I'll say, here's like an example day is I'll just break it down like Tuesday. Giving value while shifting beliefs, right? So first thing in the morning, let's say you post client proof. Your client sends you a message. She lost 4 pounds in month number 1. You're going to shout that out. You're going to shout out that specific result. Boom. That's story number 1. Now, a little bit later in the day, maybe you have your first meal or snack, whatever, and it's a protein bar. Why you love that protein bar, why you have it. Boom. You're just kind of documenting now, right? Next thing, you do the theme. Right? And the theme is reshifting beliefs. And let's say you post a picture of you at the gym and it's like, if you are a busy guy trying to lose your next 20 pounds, this is the machine not to do. And it's a picture of the elliptical. Don't do the elliptical. Here's what you do instead. X, Y, Z. So you're reshifting. Like people in your audience in that niche think, oh, I'm going to go on the elliptical today, lose 20 pounds. But then you're like, oh shoot, I've been doing that wrong. Let me try this instead. They start to get some results from your value, and now they trust you way more because they just got results from your free stuff. And they're like, I could only imagine what their paid stuff is like, right? So you do the Tuesday theme, right? And then maybe you show you playing with your cat or your kids or your pet, or you're going on a walk and you just share kind of some philosophy, right? I was doing some deep thinking, like whatever. You know how that goes, mindset. Okay, we're all coaches. We're in the good mindset, or hopefully we are, right? We're in that phase of like thinking, you can say. And then you're showing your personality. Maybe at night before you wind down, you're just showing like the Netflix show that you watch with your last meal, and it's maybe some Greek yogurt and berries and honey and maybe a little bit of drizzled chocolate. That sounds actually amazing right now. And you're watching, I don't know what you kids watch nowadays. I'm kidding, but like it's a crime documentary. I don't know, Criminal Minds, whatever. But that's like what, 5, 6 stories, and you did all these steps right here and the theme. Perfect. All right, now it's on to the next day. And you're not going to get clients be like, oh my God, you followed this theme you're like planting seeds. So when you do reach out for DMs, you have way more responses. All right. When you do post call to actions, you get more votes, and this will work. All right. So make sure you're following this, and listen, if you actually want to piece this all together and come up with actual videos for you to make, posts for you to make, and you want one-on-one help with that, but also when it comes to lead generation, because this is the content side, but let's say when it comes to actually having conversations in the DMs, if you need like a proven framework to book qualified sales calls, and then on the sales calls you want a specific process of exactly what to do once they enroll, a specific onboarding and fulfillment and delivery process, and basically just you need or want more one-on-one help with your online fitness business to scale you to $10,000 to $20,000 per month and beyond, there is a link in the description of this video below where you could just click in. You could have a one-on-one conversation with me. We could talk about some strategies that will help you get to the next level, and I can see how I can serve you and just point you in the best direction. All right, talk about kind of like next steps, what would make the most sense for you. All right, so I just want to point that out there, plant that seed, and I hope this video helps. I appreciate you. Make sure you implement, and let's go.